What's up, guys? Welcome back to my personal finance channel. My name is kyledipeppe, and today we're going to be talking about liquidity pools, yield farming, yield mining, pool mining, liquidity pool mining, yield, something like that. I don't know. It's something that pays like 2,000, 23,000, 6,000, 3 billion% APR. It makes no sense to me. We're going to talk about it. Alright, so real quick, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you're enjoying the video, give it a thumbs up. But today, liquidity mining? Is that what it's called? Yield farming? I'm a farmer now? I don't know. I was first a miner, now I'm a farmer. I don't know what's going on, but just to give you a real quick backstory, sort of my progression through cryptocurrencies, I guess my background in some things. So background, majored in finance, did prop trading for a little while, did fixed income for a little bit, quit my job, became a coder. Now I do coding. However, I got involved in cryptocurrencies back in I guess summer of 2017, before the whole run up at the end of 2017 into 2018. Put about 15,000 in. I think that went up to like $70,000. Went all the way back down to I don't know, $3,000 or $4,000 throughout 2018 and 2019. Then obviously the Bitcoin bubble went back up, and started putting more money back in December. I basically took all of my cash, all of my savings, sold some Tesla stocks, sold some other stocks, bought Bitcoin, and then a little bit of Ethereum, and now pretty much all my money's in cryptocurrencies. Or mining rigs. Yeah. So then I had a little bit more cash, and I was like, well, instead of just putting it into Ethereum or Bitcoin and having this fixed set amount and just watching the price go up and down, I can invest in these things called mining rigs and accumulate more and more Ethereum over time. So I was like, hey, let's do that. So then let's check it out. So then I started buying mining rigs. So now I have these GPUs here that are mining Ethereum, and we also have these GPUs over here mining Ethereum, so we have a couple mining rigs going. Basically, I'm always looking for the next best thing. Where can I invest my money? How can I get higher yields? How can I get better returns? All of that good stuff. So when I started hearing about this yield farming and liquidity pools and all of this jazz and staking, I didn't really understand. I still really don't. I still think it's like a Ponzi scheme. I just doesn't make sense. I mean, I guess the overall understanding I have is you sort of stake or deposit cryptocurrency tokens into this pool. They're potentially locked up for some amount of time, maybe they're not, but then they just pay you out in this new token that's like being created out of thin air. So it would be like, hey, I'm gonna make my own exchange called Kyle's Exchange, and if you deposit your Bitcoin and I lock it for a year, I'll pay you out Kyle token. And that's how I'm gonna give you 3,000% APR. So you get 3,000% interest in Kyle token. I honestly have no idea. I still don't get it, but I'm gonna dabble. So just as I've done with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then buying a bunch of other altcoins, and then got into Ethereum mining, and then added to my GPU collection once it started working, I figure why not do that with these liquidity pools, right? So this morning, I checked my email, and I had some random Medium article that said, give me 1 second, how to earn 17,160% APR in 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Obviously that piqued my interest. So I looked into it. It's something called Viper.exchange, but it's basically another liquidity pool. And so I was like, you know what? I'll bite, because I recently opened a Binance.us account so I could buy some other cryptocurrency tokens, one of them being Harmony 1. So the ticker, I guess, I don't know if that's what it's called for cryptocurrencies, is ONE1, right? So I had some on Binance.us, so I was like, you know what? Let's send this over to Viper.exchange. And how do we do that? We need Metamask, and I had never used Metamask before, but I know people used it for like Sushi Swap and Yearn Finance, whatever, those other liquidity pools and stuff. So I made a Metamask wallet. It's actually very simple. I'm sure you can find stuff online. I'll actually post this Medium article in the description down below if you want to follow it. It's super simple, I guess. But I'm just going to show you, I guess, sort of what I did, what I've done, and the two liquidity pools that I've staked in now. I think I don't know if that's the right terms or not, but I'll show you the APR that I'm getting. I'll show you how much I've earned since I don't know, 8:30 and 10 o'clock this morning respectively, which is when I sort of bought in or started staking in both of those pools. Yeah, how to earn 17,160% APR in 2 minutes and 55 seconds. I was like, wow, like 17,000%, that's a ton of money. I mean, you could put like $50 in and have a couple grand by the end of the year, right? Like that's ridiculous. So then I started, looking more into it and all that stuff, and it sort of makes sense. Basically what happens is, let's say the liquidity pool has $1 million deposited into it, right? And it pays a 17,000% APR. if you were to double the amount of money that's now staked in that pool from 1 million to 2 million, the idea is I think that this APR would in theory drop by half, right? So that's kind of what's happening. So it's sort of like a set allocated amount of Viper tokens are allocated to this liquidity pool or whatever it is. And so as more and more deposits go in, you're basically spreading, let's say every minute 100 tokens get dispersed into this pool, right? If you're 100% of that pool, you would get all 100 tokens. If 100 other people joined, then each of you would get 1 token. So as you know, the liquidity in the pool goes up, the APR per person, I guess, goes down, if that makes sense. So that's, I guess, starts to make sense in that mindset, sort of. I don't know. Either way, let's dive into this. So I guess we're gonna do a little screen share here so I can show you guys exactly what I'm looking at. But I guess just to talk about it briefly, what you do is you transfer your 1 tokens from Binance.us, you do withdrawal, you put in your 1 wallet address, and that sends it to your Metamask wallet, and then you basically just hook up your Metamask wallet to the Viper.exchange. It's actually very easy when you walk through this. Mine's kind of all set up, so I don't know if I'll be able to show you how to set that stuff up. Either way, let's screen share and I'll try to give you a little rundown. All right, so first things first, this is the article, How to Earn 17,160% APR in 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Adam Prescott, thank you so much for sending this out, or I guess posting this on Medium. It's actually from March 20th, but I got an email for it today, which is March 24th. But yeah, super simple. So basically if you scroll down, this is when he did it. So probably on the 20th, the pools were 1 BUSD, 1 ETH, and 1 Viper. And you can see, this is the APR, 20,000, 17,000, and 10,000. That's pretty crazy, but you can also see that total deposited is in the hundreds of thousands. So it's pretty tiny. This is in the millions. But you can see that. Now, if we go to Viperswap right now, you can actually already see, so I have obviously money deposited in here, but the 1 ETH is down to 6,000% now, right? So the total deposited is now $826, whereas in here you can see that 1 ETH is only 285,000 at 17,000%. So you can see, you know, triple the amount of total deposited and 3 times less APR roughly. I think I did the math right, somewhere in that ballpark. So that kind of makes sense, right? However, with BUSD, which is I think Binance's USD stablecoin, Viper, the APR currently is 21,470%. And there's actually a larger total deposited amount, but you can see that the pool reward allocation is 6%, and here it's 9%. I don't really know what this means, but I'm assuming that because there's a greater pool reward allocation, the APR is higher and it can have a higher total deposited amount, you know, before starting to affect the APR, whatever. I get this as much as you guys do. This is just me trying to show you my journey. But either way, you can see there's other pools. So 1 BUSD, 8,000% APR, you can see the total deposit, blah, blah, blah. And down here we have 1 Viper paying 8,000% APR up with 7 million. And you can see the pool reward allocation is 80%. So those are the 4 pools that I can see on here. If we go to the top, you can also just click pool. So this is my liquidity. So I guess we'll start from the beginning. So let's go to MetaMask. So here's my account. At the top right, this drop down here, there's different networks. And what you're gonna wanna do is go to custom RPC, and then I'll post a link in the description, but you wanna add the Harmony mainnet. So real quickly, I'm not gonna dive too much into this, but basically just follow this. You do, you know, custom RPC endpoint, and then you basically fill in network name of Harmony mainnet. You do the RPC URL of api.harmony.1. You do the chain ID of 1666600. I did put in the currency symbol 1, and I did put in the block explorer URL of this. And then, yeah, so you can kind of see it all here, and then you just click save, and it should create that, and then you have access to the Harmony mainnet in MetaMask. See that we now have Harmony mainnet, and I have 49.1 tokens, I guess, in my MetaMask wallet. So if you click the little 3 dots up here and hit View and Explorer, this opens up this Harmony Explorer, and you want to copy, it says address at the top and ID. It starts with ONE, that's your 1 wallet address. I went to Binance, I hit withdraw, and I pasted that 1 wallet address into there, and that's where I withdrew my 1 tokens to, and then they all appear in your MetaMask wallet. All right, so once you basically have MetaMask set up, you've sent 1 tokens from Binance to MetaMask. This is sort of the easy part. So the easy part is actually sort of swapping your tokens to what they need to be and providing liquidity to a pool. So I'm gonna walk through that super quickly, and this is kind of the, I think, 2 minutes and 55 second-ish thing that the person was talking about. So let's hop back over to the screen share. So once you're in here and your wallet is hooked up, you can see, you know, how many one tokens you have at the top right. And basically right here in this swap, I see I'm going from 1 to, and I'm gonna select a token. I'm gonna say Viper because I'm gonna do the 1 Viper liquidity pool. So I'm gonna say, let's do 20 of the 1 tokens. That way I can do, you know, 20 for 20. You want an equal amount of both. So I'm gonna go ahead and say swap. And then let's go to confirm swap. So it says waiting for confirmation. You get a Metamask notification. You can see this thing popped up, and I can go ahead and just say confirm. And then boom, transaction submitted, 1 pending at the top right. And wait for it, and we're done. So now we can go to pool, and I want to say add liquidity, and I'm going to say 1, and the other input is Viper. So I'm going to say max Viper because I have more 1 tokens than Viper. I don't know, either way. You can see the 5 Viper tokens are the equivalent of 19 1 tokens. So basically it does that plus that is my input. So 1 and Viper. And we hit supply, and then we say confirm, and again we should get another confirmation from MetaMask. So you see MetaMask notification pops up here, and we go ahead and click confirm yet again. So transaction submitted, pending, wait for it. So after we did the add liquidity in the pool, we want to go to staking. So if we go to staking, we can scroll down to the 1 Viper pair. And we can go ahead and say deposit. So when we say deposit, deposit, there we go. And we can say max. So we have 9.9 W1, so that stands for wrapped 1 to Viper token. We can go ahead and click approve. We should get another MetaMask notification. It's a Chrome extension, by the way, so I'm in Chrome and it just knows to pop up. I can go ahead and hit confirm. Should confirm it. And then it's pending, wait for it. Deposit, boom. So that is how easy it is to start, I guess, creating a liquidity pair and then staking it in a liquidity pool and then earning 8,000% APR, 21,000% APR. So I don't really know what this is doing, but I did this with a small amounts of money. So I think I have about $200 total right now being staked. So the next thing I'll show you guys is basically how much I've earned. So I started staking this morning in the first pool at around like 8:30 and then the second pool around 10. So since then, I'll show you exactly how much I've staked. Give me 1 second. So transaction was submitted to Venom liquidity pool. Now what we can do is we can actually go back to pool and you can see that my liquidity is 1 Viper, 1 ETH and 1 and BUSD Viper. So I have 3 different, I guess, liquidity pool things. And then if I go to staking, we can see that 1 ETH, I have, let's see, total rewards of 5 Viper. So this is the first one that I did this morning. I have 5.2 Viper since around 8:30 a.m. This one I have 5.5 Viper since around 10 a.m. and that's because it's a much higher APR. So I'm literally already surpassed this one in the same amount of time, even though I think I did $80 in the BUSD Viper compared to $110 in the other one. But because the APR is so much higher, it already made up for that hour and a half and price difference. And then this last one down here, we can see I've already started accumulating Viper at 8%. Now I have, I guess, money in each of these 3 pools. If we go to the top though, we can click this little Viper button. And so it says right now, my pending rewards unlocked is 0.53. So I get 5% of my claimable rewards directly accessible upon claiming them. And then my pending rewards are the other 10.22. Basically 95% of the Viper that you accumulate over time, that's what you're getting paid. That's the APR, I guess, that's how it gets paid out, right, in Viper. So that's another token. So that amount, 95% of it stays locked until I believe it's December 25th, 2021. So December 25th of this year, it starts to, I guess, slowly vest until December 25th of the next year. So over a 12-month period, it does 100% vesting. I assume it's probably an equal amount like every day. But basically, you can't actually take that money out. So you're getting paid, 6,000, 20,000, 8,000% APR, but 95% of that is locked until December 25th, and then it vests over a 1-year period. However, you do get 5% of that money immediately. So even that 5% that you're getting immediately, if you're getting paid 8,000% APR and you get 5% of that, you can do the math, but you do get some rewards immediately, and you can always withdraw the money that you have locked up in these pools as long as you keep it for at least 5 days. I think the fees are anywhere from 0.05 to 0.1% fee for withdrawal. So keep that in mind if you're doing that. Basically, the risks are that the tokens drop in value, more people deposit funds, so the APR drops, it gets hacked. I don't know, I guess those are the real risks. And then obviously the 95% of this crazy APR you won't get for almost a year and a half or 2 years basically. So December 25th of 2022 is when 100% of your funds would be unlocked. So keep those things in mind, but it's an interesting way to earn some extra money, and you do get 5% of that yield unlocked immediately that you can claim, and you can, in theory, I think, withdraw at any point in time. So interesting stuff, and hopefully this was helpful. If it was, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching.